Hey, how's it going, folks, here at TinyWondersHomeandGardens.com. My name is Jack here with Mr. and Mrs. Leeds. I wanted to thank you for trying out our site auditor, and I wanted to do a follow-up video analysis of your website as a search marketer to see kind of what's been working for your website and how we would be able to improve your SEO if we were to tackle this project together. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started with this video analysis. The first thing that I did was I pulled up a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to take a look at the metrics of a website. And the moment I did, it just looks like the website is fairly new. It just doesn't have a lot of history in terms of backlinks and things like that, which we would be able to see if this was an older website. Let me kind of explain backlinks and referring domains right off the bat, because it's a very important metric that Google uses to rank. And it's just a big ranking factor. So a backlink and referring domains are basically the number of websites that are out there in the web sphere that are currently pointing back to your website via a hyperlink. So an example of something like this would be if there was a blog out there that's called homedecorblog.com, and they went out there and in that post they said, hey, if you were looking for home and garden decor, check out tinywondershomeandgarden.com, right? And then it would be a link that clicks back to your website. And so believe it or not, Google actually tracks all of these different websites that are pointing back to your website. And Google uses this data to determine how authoritative your website is. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, right? Because when a blog or any website out there builds a link that points back to your website, it's almost like they're kind of referring their readers and their visitors of the website over to your website, right? So as long as the quality of the website and the website itself is relevant, so in this case, it had to deal with home decor blog, right? So it's very relevant to what you do. As long as those two elements are there, you just want a lot of these websites pointing back to your website. It's like a popularity contest. The more of these websites that are pointing back to your website, the more authoritative you're going to look, and you're just going to rank a lot higher and a lot quicker, a lot higher, because it's the authoritative websites that are currently ranking the highest in Google right now. And so you can see how, because you don't have any backlinks and things like that, you don't even have any keywords that you currently rank in Google for. So like, it doesn't matter what people type into Google, you're not currently showing up in Google's rankings. Maybe if they type in Tiny Wonders Home and Gardens, all in one word, they might be able to find your website, but who's going to do that, right? Organic traffic, so 0 as well. So I know that I looked at their website and I noticed that you guys basically do unique handcrafted rustic home and gardens decor and plant shop, right? So what I did was I combined rustic and decor to see what kind of keywords that we come up with. And right off the bat, this tab right here basically shows us how many searches per month a certain phrase gets, as well as how difficult it is to rank, and some related keywords to that. So if I type in rustic decor, you can see how the phrase rustic decor gets about 7,600 searches per month. This tends to be a little bit less than it actually is. And then the keyword difficulty of 4. Now this is between 0 to 100, 100 being the hardest, so 4 is actually extremely doable. Now, you currently don't show up for the phrase rustic decor, even though it's a lower keyword difficulty, because one, you just don't have any backlinks to show Google that you're an authoritative website that deserves to hold the top rankings. Two, you just don't have a lot of content, right? So there's a lot of pretty images with that's part of your collections list. But the thing is, Google can't actually go in and read images, right? They can't look at this image and say, hey, this is an image of a plant. This website is about home decor, because, well, I mean, the algorithm right now, they just can't read images, but they can read content. So right now, this is about the most content that you have in the entire front page, maybe a little bit right here. But, you know, if you think about it, how much information can Google gather off of this phrase, off of this content right here? We create, bring new life to any space in our unique one of a kind wood, home, and garden decor and plants. So here it might be able to read it, okay? But it just, if you think about the kind of websites that are ranking high in Google, they're the kinds of websites that have lots of content, because authoritative websites, the kind of websites that that you can tell is just people have put a lot of time and effort into it. They have lots and lots of content, and Google can recognize that if there's a correlation between the quality of the website and the amount of content that's on there. And so you just want to make sure that you have a lot of content, especially to your homepage, because that's where most of your visitors are going to come from, right? People visiting your homepage. The next thing that I would do that's kind of like a hack that we've learned as SEO marketers that have worked phenomenally for our previous clients, and that would work very well for you, is to actually go in and build out a page specifically targeting the keywords. So if we were to work together and move forward with you with this project, um, I wouldn't just kind of guess and think like, oh, you know what, people are probably searching up for the phrase home decor or garden decor or plant shop. I probably want to rank for that. No, you know what I actually do is I actually work backwards. And what we do is we actually use this tool, Keywords Explorer, to come up with the most optimal keywords, right? So what I would do is I would make sure I would find the ones that have the most keywords, have low keyword difficulty, so it's quick for you to rank, and then start building out my keyword set based on that research. Right, so you know, like let's say that you might have thought that the phrase primitive rustic decor gets gets a lot of searches, but in reality, it only gets 200 searches per month, and it has a keyword difficulty of 12. You know, just in this phrase right here, modern rustic decor, it's got 900 searches per month and 2 keyword difficulty. So why not go after this one instead? Right, and so that's the kind of thing that we would do. I would build out a keyword set of 10. I would come up with about 1,500 words of content on there. Now it's specifically targeted for that. I would specifically build out the inner page for that. So even just from your canonical, from your inner URL, you know how this says pages/about us. What I would do is if I wanted to target this phrase right here, this keyword rustic decor, I would specifically build out a page that says /pages/rustic-decor and have 1,500 words of content, and then at the end of it, or what have you, point them to the collections page where there's a lot of the rustic products that you offer. And so that's how we would build out your websites, because that is the most optimal way. We notice that this is the fastest way for you to start ranking for these keywords, and it's almost like we're going after low-hanging fruit, right? So what's the point of going after other keywords where a ton of other people have built their website, their whole SEO efforts around, when there's a bunch of these other small low-hanging fruit that you can rank for? And then once you start building out the website and you're already capturing the traffic and sales from the low-hanging fruit, then we can work our way up towards the money main keywords where you're getting big amounts of traffic, right? And so, you know, here at Mr. and Mrs. Leads, we're not just about like, you're not going to tell you the world, say, oh, we can do this, this, and that, and that. We're very realistic about our approach. We're very realistic about what we can offer you and what's possible out there. And we have a very systemized way about doing that because we know it's something that's worked before. And so I'm very confident about what we would be able to do for you, because this is very low keyword difficulty, meaning that it's very possible for you to rank in a shorter amount of frame. Like, we can rank you for any keyword that you ever want to rank for. It's just that most people just don't have the time or the budget to be able to afford that. We know that in regards to this kind of thing, that it is very possible to rank in a fast amount of time with not as much of a large budget to be able to do this. So I'll wrap it up here. I don't want to make it too much longer. I would love to chat further about this with you. I'll leave my phone number at the end of the email in case you want to talk over the phone about what I talked about here in this video. Otherwise, we can chat back and forth via the email. So again, I appreciate it if you watched this video all the way through. I hope at the very least you got some insight, and look forward to talking to you soon. So thank you and have a great rest of your day.